What's up guys, Bluddshed here. Finally, welcome to the Diablo 3 tier list for patch 270 and season 23. Just yesterday, we finally got the final patch notes 18 hours ago. So I feel confident in putting out the list and updating all the builds on the website. And we still have a few more days to add some final tweaks to all the builds. Disclaimer, okay, these tier lists are not based off of just sheet DPS potential. I take into account the badassery of the builds. It's literally just my opinion, my hours of playtesting, theory crafting. People ask me all day on stream, on YouTube, Blood, what do you think, right? So this is what I think. Also, every build will be here on my website. You just hover over the D3 icon and look for any class that you like. Everything we talk about today is right here, all individually ranked. If there's a video associated with it, you just click on the link and the video guide should show up right here. We also have a follower guide almost attached to every build. A lot of the times I don't have the followers set up yet, but it's the same type of thing. Like you're going to use NEMS, flavor of time. So I'm still going through working on the follower stuff, but the actual builds are complete. And again, the follower guide will have the best setups for everything. So you have all that right there. Obviously, I'm going to keep updating it throughout the lifespan of the season as I actually play every class. So I have a wide variety of knowledge across the board. And one final thing, if you could just leave a like on the video, as they do take so much time to make and put together. And we'll have a graphic in the description for you as well. I'm not going to touch on every build here on the list as it would take 30-40 minutes, but I will cover some of the big movers. I will cover some of the hot, like the S tier, right? Let's jump into Firebird. So I think one of the strongest builds in the game in the S tier is going to be Firebird Mirror Image. It's incredible. The build's so damn strong. You don't even need to carry Stricken to kill the Rift Guardian. They rebuffed the Firebird set this season, and it's definitely going to be the star of the patch. And then also in the S tier, we have AoV Heaven's Fury. There's multiple ways to play Firebird, right? You have like Flame Blades, you have Mirror Image, and there might be even more builds that crop up because it's a newer set, a newer redesigned set anyway. And then we have Heaven's Fury, and there's like three different ways to play Heaven's Fury. Like you have the Lazy Shotgun, you have the Norvald set that got buffed that people are using. You have the classic pig sticker, but I would say all the AoV Heaven's Fury builds are in that S tier. They're all just like a step above the rest. And then you have Bone Spear, again, a newer build that got redesigned. There's a few different ways to play it as well. I prefer the Briggs version, but there are other setups that you can play with like the Guild set and really focus on that elite damage sniper that you were born to be. You might be surprised to see Lod Twister in the S tier. Lod Twister got nerfed severely because of the loss of the 4th slot in the queue, right? So it's like an indirect nerf. They lost the Death Wish. But after doing playtesting on it, it's incredibly powerful still. And I think you'll see, even at a low Paragon level, you'll have some crazy good progression. It's a wizard build, so it's tanky because of the shields. I think you'll have a lot of fun with Lod Twister. It's closer to the bottom of the S tier, but it's definitely higher than the A+ tier. So just know that, right? It's like the weakest of the S tier builds maybe, but it's definitely stronger than like the A+ tier builds in my opinion. At least that's how I feel right now. And then we have a Con Bomb, another newer redesigned build, buffed build with the thorns. It's incredible, tanky. You can make it tanky. You can also go a little bit squishier, but yeah, a Con Bomb, man. Pretty badass build, and I think you guys will like it. In the A+ tier, we have the God DH. Now, some of you might be wondering, I thought God got nerfed, Blood. Yo, what happened, man? But no, they keep adding more pierces to the quiver, and in my opinion, God DH is borderline S tier, but it's definitely the top of A tier, if anything. God DH is badass. You can use it for key farming bounties, speed farming Paragon, and obviously solo pushing. They did remove the piercing through the slow time bubble. You know how enemies have those affixes where, you know, the Hungering Arrow would slow down and then get like 1 billion pierces. So now there's a cap on the 1 billion pierces. There's only 4 cap now. So it's really, really good, but it does stop you from fishing for these God maps for hours and hours and hours to get the clear. I have Whirlwind in the A+ tier because I always believe in Whirlwind Barb. Whirlwind Barb has such a unique thing, and I always say it, how they can chain elites with them. You know, if they get like a God map, right? Speaking of great maps, If you get a good map with Whirlwind Barb, you can kill the density, drag the elite through the whole map. You get like this nice forest, this nice battlefield, and you can just really take advantage of elites and the map in ways where other classes can't. And now with everybody getting the Flavor of Time, everybody getting Nemesis Bracers, you're always going to have an elite to drag with you, and it's just going to increase your overall progression. I guess I know the potential there, and it's more of like a in the field testing type of potential. So I'm gonna put Whirlwind Barb up here, and it's good for everything like we talked about with God DH, right? Bounties, rifts, groups, group support, solo pushing, pretty much everything. Lod Bomb, similar to a Con Bomb, but the Lod version. Then we have Paj and Wuko Tempest Rush. I put them in the same tier here. They're both incredibly powerful. Wuko has higher DPS potential, but Paj is more easier to play, and you can allocate your stats in other ways. So they're both great. I put them both here in the same tier. You might want to hear about AOD Rathma. I don't know what the community is calling it, but I just call it AOD Rathma, Army of the Dead Rathma. Another new thing this patch that got buffed and rebuffed and buffed again. Right now I have it in the high A tier. So I just got to play this only yesterday, but it feels like it has a lot of potential. And I will have build guides on the new Firebird redesign and the Rathma redesign, so stay tuned for that. I just thought I would get the tier list out as soon as possible. Lod CE, Lod Corpse Explosion, and Spirit Barrage. Okay, so Spirit Barrage you guys might want to know about as well. They nerfed Monday pretty hard. After doing testing again, like field testing with it, it feels like it's still a little bit higher than the other builds. But worst case scenario, it's in the A tier, I would say. But right now, I still feel like Spirit Barrage has a lot of potential, and I still feel like it's a little bit better than Lod or Zuni Dagger of Darts down in the A tier. Again, all these builds will be on my website, right? I said I wouldn't cover all these builds, and I'm pokey wrapping them real quick, but I'm not going to, okay? Frenzy Barb, obviously my favorite build in the game. It's amazing. I think that's why I like the Firebird Flame Blade version. It is not as strong as the mirror image, but it's like a mini Frenzy Barb. You got Spectral Blade, and you're just whopping mobs to death. Poison Scythe. Poison Scythe is, I was struggling. If there was a B+ tier, which there might be next time, I would put Poison Scythe in the B+ tier because it got nerfed pretty hard when you can't triple dip anymore. They nerfed it like 1 or 2 patches ago. Leapquake got buffed. Leapquake, they made the weapon a cubable affix now, so it's not just an additive bonus. It's a nice big 800% multiplier. So Leapquake might shock some people to see it up here on the list. And Shadow might shock some people up here. Just more, I mean, I feel like all these little buffs do favor Shadow. Like the Enchantress gives you attack speed and cooldown, and then that's what Shadow needs. And then I was able to allocate resources or stats on my Shadow build and put them in other areas. So I was hitting breakpoints easier, and I feel like Shadow feels great with this patch. Lod B Shield is Lod Blessed Shield. Lod Blessed Shield's been slept on ever since it came out. It's a strong, in my opinion, A tier build that nobody plays, but it's there. If you want to play the Steak Satyr and throw your T-bones around the map, you can. It's very viable. And then everything else is there, self-explanatory. I got even zombie bears down there in the B tier. Poor zombie bears, man. Hopefully it gets redesigned. It's not even fun to play either, so I'm not even sure if I did a video on it. It's just the whole play style. Ugh. If you want to support the channel further, there's all kinds of social media links in the description of the video. I have the website. You can sub on Twitch. You can sub here on YouTube. There's a paid, there's a free subscription option. Patreon. There's pretty much anything is in the description, even a link to the tier list itself. I'm going to be playing all weekend long, so I'm excited to play the season with you guys. I'm probably going to play every class next season, put everything on the leaderboard. We got a lot of work to do. We got to work on our stash management. Thank you so much for watching. This is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.